The UNI football team top 10 in the nation with a big home victory of Hall of Fame weekend against Idaho State out of the Big Sky. 13-6 the final. Coach, just your thoughts on another win for this program this season?
Well, it was a good win. Glad we were at home. We didn't move the ball quite as well as what we wanted to on offense. Defense was extremely good. And special teams, we had to do a good job on special teams because I knew they had a great returner.
Talk about just that start. I know that you want to get the offense going early on, but that defense was strong.
It was, and it needed to be strong because defense was really putting in some tough positions early, being that they were getting the ball inside our 50 on the first possession. But defense stepped up, and then as the game continued, they had to keep their composure until the offense got it going.
A calmness, it seemed like, among this team, even though you have a lot of young underclassmen. Talk about the locker room at halftime, knowing that there was still a lot of football left to be played to get that victory.
Well, actually, that was probably what I learned from about this team the most, was there was composure in that situation. I mean, really, a young football team can get wired up and feel like they're behind in that situation. And really, we were playing equal football, but we could have played personally a lot better football. So I think that in turn put us on the football field, kept our composure, and got the win.
Talk about your defensive line and just the performance that they turned in this past week.
Well, they're a tremendous job. I mean, what they did early to stop the run and what they did late to get after the passer in the passing game, I think that was the difference for our defense that really stood out.
What do you like about matching up against the Big Sky and just some of these non-conference to get you battle tested and ready to go for Valley play? Well,
really what was good for the Southern Utah and the Idaho State game, both were at home. First time in a long time we've had that opportunity. We may not have survived on the road in a game like that, but with a young football team, we got a chance to live through those errors, correct those errors, which will make us a better football team now that we do go on the road.
Talk about some individual performances and your kicker Matthew Cook, 2 for 2, and I hate to say it, but he's still perfect on the year, and he's still just a freshman. That his confidence is still growing each and every week.
It is. He's got the same demeanor all the time. I mean, he's just a good person, and he's hitting some good kicks for us. He's been put in some good situations, but he's kicked some long balls for us. So very pleased with but I think a lot has to do with the guys that he runs with, the holder, the snapper. I think Joe does a lot for him, and Nate does a lot for him as far as keep him calm and keep him aware of what's going on throughout the game.
Isaiah Weston, we have a story on him coming up here, and just the fact that he wasn't able to play last year due to the injury, what you've seen out of him this season?
Well, I've seen somebody that's hungry to play, and he was always excited to play, but I see a different kind of hunger about him because he lost it for a year, and sometimes when you lose something, you just find out how valuable that is. So each game is very valuable, each play is, and I think since he's experienced what he has in his knee injury, that football is important to him, but football is fun for him.
It's a great receiving core and doing a good job this year. 3 sacks, 3.5 tackles for a loss, 9 tackles, a pass breakup, Conference Defensive Player of the Week for Ellerson Smith. And I know that this is kind of a coming out year for him at that big position.
This is his first year as a full-time starter. You started to see his potential last year, I think, but he's a full-time starter now, and definitely got stronger as the game went on. And I think to his aid is, the Brinkmans and Seth Thomas have helped him because they've taken a little pressure off him as he's developed, and now he's doing a tremendous job.
I was wondering how in the world you're going to replace Ricky Neal, and then he comes on and just having a great year.
He is, and he's worked that way. I mean, he came in here at 6'6", 205 pounds, and now he's a 245-pound man at 6'6", and he's always had great get-off.
Omar Brown, a true freshman, and in the last 2 games he has an interception, but he's shown some great athleticism, and you can tell he's buying in and listening to where he needs to be on the field.
I'm glad you said that. It's important to Omar. I mean, it's important to everyone, but some guys really take everything personally when you correct them. Omar takes everything very personally, and for a freshman, that's enormous, and he's always up to the challenge, and he always wants to get better, and any correction you make during a practice day, he takes it like it's the Super Bowl. He's going to take it, and he's going to try to make the changes.
Did you see that in him when you were recruiting him?
Did not know that. That's one of those things that you really have to be around him to see what happens at practices. But, he's probably faster than what I anticipated because I watch him break on the ball, I watch his movement. But the thing that's going to make him great is his demeanor and how important football is.
It was a great win for the Panthers as they head to face another top 10 opponent this week before Valley play kicks off. More with Mark Farley right after this here on Panther Sports Talk.